It's going.
There you go.
All right, hey everybody. While we get the camera all set up, welcome. Appreciate y'all being here. First thing I want you to do is hit the like. Hopefully you're taking your Dramamine, right? Hit the like and share button right now. I promise it's going to steady out here. The flight's going to be real stable. It was kind of a bumpy takeoff there. This is the pre-show show for the RV Show USA, and we've got 2 hours of really a lot of fun coming your way. So again, the first thing we want you to do is to hit the like button and the share button so your friends will know about the RV Show USA. All right, here's the deal. The show starts at exactly 6 minutes after the hour, always and forever. What that means is if you don't want to hear any of this banter, and this is kind of where we make sure the audio levels are fine and we give you guys a chance to jump on and see us, and instead of starting at exactly 6 minutes after, you can just fast forward, go to the 6 minute mark, boom, and you can start listening to the actual show. Now here on Facebook Live, they do not allow us to run commercials. So instead of running commercials, you get to deal with me and this guy right here. His name is Goose. What are you doing? You're getting all set up? Anyway, all right, so here's the deal. We got the RV Geeks are going to be with us here in just a little bit. And what's so cool about them, they know everything about how to fix things on your RV and keep your RV out of the repair shop. They're really good guys. They're smart guys, and they will help you. They've got a YouTube channel with literally more than a couple of hundred videos on it that I promise you, you need to subscribe. If nothing else, they're just very well done videos. All right, what am I not getting here? There we go. Like I said, this is the pre-show show. This is a live program. There is no editing. And what happens, happens. What? What do you mean, darn it? I think we're all good. Are we broadcasting?
We're broadcasting somewhere.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh, hang on.
I do not see it.
I know, me either. That's I think we're broadcasting somewhere else.
There we go. There we go. We're up.
That's your promo video.
No, I just saw there me.
Oh, there
there me is.
Okay.
All right.
I was worried there for
Well, that's why we go on early, okay? That's why we call it the pre-show show. So we're going to have, for the first hour, normally we only have a guest on, or, for the first 2 segments, and then we have another guest. The RV Geeks were on a couple of weeks ago. Like I said, they're fabulous. They're so good that we asked them, please, would you guys stay with us for the full hour? So they're going to be with us all the way till the top of next hour. And if you have any questions about RV repairs, any videos that they've done, you okay there, Goose?
I miss my rolly chair.
Yeah, I don't even have a rolly chair. All right, do we have any newbies out there? Anybody that this is their first time to watch the RV Show USA? Let me tell you a little bit about it. I am Alan Warren, the host. They call me the RV guy. I own an RV park in the Central Texas area called Big Chief RV Resort. I've been around RVs for probably 20 years or more. I'm not an expert, but I am an expert at TV and radio. I've had a TV and radio career for 35 years. I was in the outdoor industry. I've done a lot of commercials for different people and videos and speaking engagements and things like that. We ended up buying Big Chief RV Resort about 4 years ago, and I took my skills, if you will, from TV and radio, and I said, you know what, we're going to do a radio program about the RV lifestyle. Nobody else does one, so we're the number one, what?
Look at my comment that I made.
Okay, let me...
go to where you can see the comments.
Edit it?
No, just go to just click the video and go to and just pop the comments.
My fingers must be slick or something. Hang on.
Just click right there.
I'm trying. There we go.
Never mind. Click there.
Okay.
There.
Now
All right.
click. That's what I'm
There you
saying.
go.
Okay. Looks like you may be having problems playing. Restart your
Yeah,
browser.
no. Look at my comment.
All right. Hello, Al Pierce. Where I'm trying to find you. All right, we got about a minute and 25 seconds to go until we start.
There.
We better call the RV Geeks, get them on the line. You're going to love these guys, I promise you. If you like to work on your RV, and let me tell you, you're going to like it. If you don't like to leave your RV in the repair shop and you want to learn how to do things on your own, they just came out with a video that they're going to talk about. I don't know how much money they saved and how much time they saved, but they're going to talk all about it here in the next little bit. And then we've got the RV inspector on in hour number 2. A lot of people have questions about RV inspections, and we're going to run those past Al Pierce. And Got him.
Real good. How are you, sir? Awesome. We're about 45 seconds from the show. Alan's going to do his little intro for about a minute or two. Then we'll have you guys on.
Here we go.
We got you on for 4 segments, so there's going to be 3 breaks.
Tell them about the music, if you would, please, at the end of the...
Yeah, so we've got 11. Yeah, so we have you for 11, then we go a 4-minute break, 9, and then a 4-minute break.
6,
and a 4-minute break, and then
8.
minutes, and then we're done.
But there's 30 seconds of music at the end of each segment.
Yeah, there's 30 seconds of music towards the end of each.
We're going live here in about 15 seconds, boys and girls.
Guys.
10 seconds.
We'll be with you shortly.
All right. You may have to check my audio levels, Brian, because they were way hot.
Okay.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV guy, and America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. If you enjoy travel, fun, and adventure, well, welcome aboard, everybody.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And greetings again, everybody. Y'all ready to have some fun? I know you are. And we are going to have plenty of it over the next 2 hours with what we think is going to be a pretty special program, especially the first hour. I am Alan Warren. They call me the RV guy, and we are so glad you're with us on America's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle. So welcome to the RV Show USA. Our website is thervshowusa.com. You can find us on Facebook. In the search bar, just type in 4 words, The RV Show USA, and give us a like. For our new listeners, and I know we have a lot of them, many up in the Knoxville, Tennessee area, tuned into WRKQ, as well as some new listeners in Houston listening to AM 1070 The Answer. They're at the hometown of the Houston Astros. We moved from our Sunday time slot to Saturdays, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, which is very cool, and we are very excited about that. So wherever you're listening to us from, thanks for choosing to spend some of your weekend catching the RV Show USA. We have a toll-free telephone number that will get you into the studio to visit with our guests this hour. I'll give it to you in just a bit in case you have a question or a comment for these guys. All right. A couple of weeks ago, we had on 2 of the smartest RVers that I know. They really are. They go by the name the RV Geeks. And let me tell you, they may call themselves geeks, but I call them our go-to guys when something's wrong with the RV that needs to be fixed. Without taking your unit to the dreaded repair shop where it could end up costing you a pile of money and spending a very long time there. Over the past nearly 15 years, the RV Geeks have traveled the country as full-time RVers. They have performed, I guess, countless small and some not-so-small RV repairs, and they document many of those repairs on their YouTube channel. Well, the response to Peter and John being on the show last time was so positive, we wanted to get them back on again. So, Peter and John, welcome back to the RV Show USA.
Hey, Alan, how are you? Great to be back.
We're doing great, and we appreciate you being back on. Now, last time we ran out of time, and my notes say today that we got you on for almost the entire hour today. So that is awesome.
Well, thanks for having us here. It's great to be back. We appreciate it.
Well, you bet. So for people that don't know the RV Geeks yet, give our listeners a little bit of a background, please.
Well, we have a YouTube channel where we specialize in all facets of owning and operating an RV, from repairing to routine maintenance to upgrades and just about anything you want to know about the daily life of being out here on the road, part-time or full-time.
And we love your YouTube channel for sure. 1-855-296-7469 will get you into the studio. You can ask Peter and John, the RV Geeks, a question about any of their videos, or maybe if you have a problem with something on your RV that you'd like to run past the RV Geeks. The number again, it's toll-free, 1-855-296-7469. So when y'all began RVing, what was the event, guys? What was the thing that happened, that turned on the proverbial light bulb when you decided to start producing videos for RVers?
We had a couple of friends visit us and spend some time with us on our RV, and after doing that, they ended up buying one. They fell in love with RVing. Can't blame them. And so once they bought their RV, we started getting some questions from them about some of the basics, how to dump their tanks, how to flush their hot water heater, that kind of thing. And instead of just sending them an email with a bullet list of step 1, 2, 3, we figured, why not make it as a video and put it up in a way that other people might be able to watch if it might help them. And it did help that they happened to have appreciated the trip they spent with us on our Newmar, and they not only bought a Newmar, but it's the same year ours is, 2005, so many of the systems are the same.
So did you have any idea in the very beginning the monster that you guys were going to create? I mean, because it has turned into a juggernaut in a good way.
Did he just call us monsters? I think he called us monsters.
Good monsters.
Well, it is a funny thing. We really, we know that there are a lot of other working age RVers out here on the road, full-time, who are working to earn a living out here. And we started off living off savings and didn't really have any intention of working on the road. And so we really did this in a very organic way. We're very grateful and kind of pinch ourselves that people actually watch our videos. And as they became more popular, the pressure began to build a little bit, because if you look at our old videos that we did starting about 6 years ago, it was really just me, Peter, on a ladder with a camera in one hand and a screwdriver in the other, voicing all live by myself on the ladder. Very shaky, and what we now look back at as very poor production quality. But then as they became more popular, we felt a little more pressure and responsibility to do a better job. And then John came in and brought this thing called a tripod and some scripting and things like that.
Tried to up our game.
Yeah.
Well, so how did you learn it? Did you take classes? Because your videos, I've been in video production for more than 30 years, and it appears to me that you know what you're going to do before you go out and do the video. You've thought it through. You've got an outline, a production outline, a shot sheet. Instead of, it's like so many people, they just spray a camera. It looks like you guys are very, very prepared.
Well, we thank you for saying that, Alan. That means a lot coming from you. And
it's the truth. I mean, that's the way it looks.
Well, thank you. We definitely do put in that amount of time and effort before doing the video shoot. We definitely script out what it is that we're going to do. We think the project through as clearly and detailed as we can, so that when we go through it, it doesn't take quite as long. And
although there are some behind-the-scenes things we don't show, like, for example, we were actually out on the road in the last couple of days specifically to shoot a new video, and it was planned out to be done as a handheld shot with live voicing on camera. We thought we knew just what we wanted to say. We had our drone standing by to do some drone footage for it, and within about 5 minutes of starting, we completely scrapped that idea and went to a completely different way of shooting it, and it's going to be voiced over instead because it just didn't work out as planned. So that does happen too.
I thought you were going to tell me you crashed your drone.
Well, thankfully, no, but we did get the drone footage we want because it was bright and sunny, so that'll be coming up sometime in the next month or two.
That's awesome. So is there a magic length that you think on your videos? I know attention spans are so short nowadays for people. Is there a magic length or a range that you try to keep your videos to?
We definitely try to keep them as short as we possibly can. Usually in the 5-minute range as a sort of our max. Obviously, some tasks require more due diligence and more steps, so they end up being a little bit longer. But sort of 5 minutes is our target.
But that's, if anybody's watched our videos and they hear John say 5 minutes, they're probably laughing because they know a lot of them do end up going longer. And a lot of that probably has to do with the length of the task at hand. Yeah. If we install something, an aftermarket product or do a repair, that simply takes longer because of the number of steps. We have videos that run 10, 12, 13 minutes sometimes if necessary.
One of the things that it looks like to me, because let's face it, you're not making money. You don't charge anybody any money to watch your videos. And I found that just incredible. And folks, you're hearing right. If you go to YouTube and look up The RV Geeks and subscribe to their channel, you won't pay a dime. And you get to watch all these videos, all this material. It looks like to me that you guys get a lot of psychic income. It feels good to connect with so many people and help them save money.
Well, it's true, but not to be disingenuous that, of course, we all are earning a living out here, and I think everyone knows that YouTube does pay some small amount of money in AdSense revenue, and we have other small sources of income that come from it as well. But our day job, as I think we mentioned last time, is designing websites for RV parks, and that's where we earn our primary living.
But we can't lie to you, Alan, because it is this whole new concept of the sharing economy still seems strange to us, and the idea that by putting a video out there you could get money from YouTube for any amount of money just seems odd.
Right, and we are grateful for it. I want to really say thank you to everyone who watches our videos.
Absolutely.
And it presses us to continue producing them and to continue increasing the production quality.
Yeah, all 25 million of your views. I mean, you guys are hotter than a firecracker, I'm telling you. Folks, we've got Peter and John, the RV Geeks, on with us. They are going to be with us for the entire hour. And if you have a question about one of their videos on the RV Geeks YouTube channel, if you have a situation on your RV that you're going, I don't know how the heck to fix it, you can give us a call. We will put you on with them, and you can run it past them, see if they can help. They probably can. We have a toll-free telephone number. It's 1-855-296-7469. Now, when we come back, guys, I want to ask you about your most recent video because it is so simple. But can we do that? And I know we've got some listener questions as well.
Sure thing. That sounds great.
All right, good deal. We got the RV Geeks on with us, folks. Folks, this is the RV Show USA. We will be right back. I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes. You hear about PPL a lot here on the show. Is calling or no?
Nope.
Yes. No.
Just looking for calls.
It says maybe having a problem playing this video. What is this?
I think that's your flash viewer.
Oh, the one that said me to update right before we went on the air?
Yeah, that
Of
one.
course it is. All right, you guys, if you haven't yet liked our page, please like it. Like the page and hit the share button, and Goose will tell you how to do that.
Yeah, so if you're on a PC or a Mac like the RV guy over here, you're watching the video, and then on the right, where all the comments are, there's going to be the like and the share and the comment and all that fun stuff. Just click share, and then share with friends. You can even write a post, and make sure when you do write a post that you tag the RV Show USA in that post before you send it off. If you're on a mobile device, like this one right here, see, you can see us forever now. There's a little share button in the lower left-hand corner here. Of course, if you're looking at us like this, then it's still in the lower left-hand corner. See, just like that. So make sure you share it with your friends, with your family, with your cat, your dog, whoever has Facebook.
And if you have not yet subscribed to our newsletter, we invite you to do so. We don't sell your information or provide it to anyone. And the very last question that you'll be asked when you subscribe is, would you like us to mail you one of these great, a free Texas travel and RV camping guide? It's a beautiful, like 150-page, 4-color magazine. It's got hundreds of RV parks and resorts. It's got a Super Saver card in here so you can save some dough when you stay at some of these parks. It's only about the state of Texas, but it's very, very cool. So if you RV in Texas, if you plan on RVing in Texas, the very last question when you subscribe to our newsletter, just click yes and tell us your address. This is the 2017 version. The 2018 version is coming out shortly, so we've got a few of these left. Compliments of our friends at AGS Publications. TheRVShowUSA.com. All right. Did I say that right?
Very good.
What do we got?
Got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, or a minute and a half.
There's Mr. Johnson on there, Tom Johnson, our lubricants specialist.
Ooh.
I said that right, didn't I?
Yes.
I did.
Yes, you did.
All right.
Very proud of you for saying that properly.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me know if Jeffrey comes on here. Not Jeff.
Oh,
but Jeffrey.
GEO?
I ran him off, and I didn't.
You did.
I did.
You did.
I Facebooked him. I sent him a personal message, and I said, "Man, I was only kidding. Please,
Yeah.
I think I hurt his feelings. I did not mean to hurt his feelings.
Yeah, you
I did mean to
and
hurt
been
my
on for a
wife's
while.
feelings, but not his feelings.
Yeah, for some reason, you can get him to go away, but she keeps coming around.
She was up here just a while ago, wasn't she?
She was.
But you know what? I was going to bring Pedro with me, but not tonight. All right. So
Well, hold on. I have a thought. He might just bring Pedro up, but you have to vote for him.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I wonder how many people know.
Well,
what
that's
means.
that's not my problem.
Vote for Pedro, right?
Exactly.
And it's the Texas spelling, Paydro. All right.
Oh, by the way, you're getting last night's soup when you get home.
No, she dumped that out. I know she did.
All right. Hold on, guys. More with the RV Geeks as the RV Show USA rolls on.
Clean. Visit TakeCareOfTexas.org and take the pledge to help keep it that way. We'll send you a free Texas State Park Guide. You gotta take care of Texas. It's the only one we got.
Sponsored by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
21 minutes past the hour. Alan Warren, the RV guy, with you. And we have some very special guests on with us today. As they say, backed by popular demand, it's the RV Geeks, Peter and John. Thanks, guys, for hanging on.
Thanks
Appreciate
again,
it.
Alan.
All right, 855-296-7469 is the studio number if you'd like to speak with the RV Geeks and try and find a solution to your problem that you may be having with your RV. All right, guys, so tell us about, I watched it, tell us about your most recent video that had to do with a plumbing leak in your RV.
Well, that's one that John actually figured out by he is the geekier of the two of us, and he did a real analysis of the plumbing system and how the pipes were routed and where the valves were, and he's the one who figured that out.
But what happened? Set up the whole thing. How did you even know you had a plumbing leak to begin with, John?
Well, so we started noticing first a symptom that when we were sitting quiet on a dry camping site and the water pump was on, literally on a very regular basis, the water pump would cycle. And, we're used to it cycling sort of randomly. If it happened once or twice during the course of a day, that might be change in barometric pressure or something like that. But it was happening very, very regularly.
So, of course, that could mean a leak.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that was our first thought, was that somewhere that we had sprung a leak and there was water leaking out of the plumbing behind a cabinet or that kind of thing. So once we sort of eliminated that as not being the issue, or at least nothing visible being the issue, we chalked it up to being the water pump itself, figuring that the check valve inside the water pump had begun to fail and was letting water leak back to the freshwater tank. And
then we had a second symptom come up, right, which was water dripping out of the freshwater tank overflow while we were hooked up to city water.
The tank was continuing to fill a little bit whenever we were hooked to city water.
Right.
And that was a big nuisance.
And that meant that we might have a leaking city water fill valve, that when we set it to city water as opposed to tank fill, that it was still allowing water to seep into the freshwater tank.
So we had to figure out which of those two was the culprit, if not both.
Right. And it's actually interesting. So one question we got that you might have seen also, that someone asked how you get in to find something like that in such a hidden area like behind the water panel.
Right.
And we have a number of ways we can do that without sticking our heads in there the way I did in the video. We have a borescope that we bought to inspect our water heater last year. And
I think it was real cheap. It was like $15, and it's paid for itself many times over.
And you could take that borescope and put it behind something. We also, in this case, what we did was we have a little GoPro camera that sends video feed over to our iPad or iPhone. And we literally reached up behind the panel in an area where we couldn't get our head easily and aimed the camera along the water line and followed it live on camera on the iPad as we traced the lines and drew the diagram, and used that as our primary diagnosis tool to map out the layout of the plumbing. That was the big trick.
So you didn't have a schematic. You didn't have any idea where these water lines went. I mean, you had a general idea, but not a specific idea of exactly where the lines went, unless you got your GoPro back there and you just followed it.
That's right. We created it, and John,
the specifics of sort of how all those pieces were all interconnected was not in detail enough on any diagrams that we could find. So we definitely needed to get some kind of eyes back there in order to see it all live.
I got to ask you this. So how long? I know you said you had this intermittent. The water pump would come on. Had that been going on for minutes or hours or days, or was there a point when you said something's wrong here? I mean, how long did you let it go on before you said wait? And because I noticed in the video it was going off at exactly the same frequency.
Right. Yeah. We the first thing we did with hearing a water pump cycling was we started looking for leaks, and we looked under every cabinet. Yep. We looked under the sinks. We looked down in the basement, and then, of course, we looked underneath the RV. And the first most important thing is to find a leak and stop it if that's what's happening.
And that was all within the span of the first hour.
Right. We went right on that like white on rice. We were like, oh, hey, we have a leak. We have to stop. And we expected to find a puddle on the ground underneath us.
Or somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when we didn't, that was sort of when we chalked it up to being, oh, it's just the pump is beginning to fail. And we weren't noticing an issue with it in any other regard. It was pumping fine. The water pressure was fine. So just to avoid hearing the noise, we would turn it off when we weren't, actively using water in order to avoid hearing the pump cycling.
But our intention was just to go ahead and replace the water pump. And we think that if we had gone into a shop, it's quite possible that a technician would have just said, oh, your water pump's leaking, and replaced it, which would have been a day in the shop, the expense of the water pump, and the problem not solved. Because of course, it turned out to be the valve.
And so what did that repair end up costing you, dollars and cents wise, about?
Well, it cost us $0, but the reason it cost us $0 is we happened to have the spare PEX pipe and some PEX clamps laying around that we keep in our parts bin, and we had a PEX crimping tool and a PEX cutter in our toolbox. If you didn't have those parts and you had to go buy them, you would probably spend about, I would say, about $40 maybe.
I was going to say it was probably around $50. The tool itself is $30, and then the rest of the parts would have been about another $20.
So someone could have purchased the parts to do this job and fix it for less than $50 and have two very worthwhile tools left over. The PEX tool itself alone is about
$30, yeah.
About $30. So most of the cost of this repair for someone who didn't already have the supplies
was the tool.
And the parts themselves probably cost about $3.
Really? And what do you think it would have cost if you would have dropped it off like a lot of people do? They just drop it off at the dealer. I'm not trying to disparage any RV dealer, I promise. But,
right, sure.
But if you were to drop it off, what would it cost?
Well, the biggest thing about going to an RV dealer for repairs, unfortunately, in a case like this, is the diagnosis time.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the diagnosis gets charged the same hourly rate as the repair itself. And in a case like this, it was more about the diagnosis than it was about the repair, because the repair itself, any qualified tech could have probably fixed it in 30 minutes. But it would have been the finding of it. And we think that it was easier for us to do ourselves because we had the luxury of a lot of time with the RV to, over a period of days, to analyze and explore and think it through, where a tech would just get it over the pit and just, the clock is ticking, he's got to find it now. And it didn't lend itself to that kind of a solution.
Yeah, I was going to say, and even assuming that they identified it fairly quickly, you're still going to be paying for that half hour at least of actual repair time, plus the part. You could be in the range of $200 to $300 at a minimum, assuming that you're not putting in a more expensive water pump, upgrading to something.
And the worst thing of all is to replace a part that doesn't need replacing. That's the worst.
Absolutely. I guess the part just wore out. The valve just wore out.
Yeah, we actually had thought that there was possibility of there being something stuck in the valve, like sediment or even, something in the water. And so we had, flushed it really carefully and had the water running while we were turning it back and forth to make sure we got it cleared out. And did that a couple of times over the course of time to see if that was it, and obviously that didn't solve the problem.
Right, but for some people, what I would suggest they do is turn the water on and rapidly turn the valve back and forth to see if it was some kind of sediment in there, or
the
possibly
valve not seating properly.
Yeah, if they're using a charcoal or a carbon water filter, which on their whole house filter, that could happen.
Gotcha. There's got to be such a feeling of pride when you do something on your own, you save so much money, and then you create a video, and you back up, and you look at the whole thing, and you go, I did that, and I'm helping people. We're helping people. That's got to feel great.
Well, it feels good to hear you say it, Alan. Thanks very much.
Well, I know there's a feeling of pride when you do something and you do it well. All right, guys, hang on. Got to jump for another timeout. We got the RV Geeks on with us, folks, talking about their most recent video. It's for do-it-yourselfers, probably like you, to save a whole lot of money and a whole lot of frustration. Repairing your RV is easier than a lot of people think if you got the right knowledge, and the RV Geeks can teach you on their YouTube channel. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy, and I'll be right back. Well, the Big Chief's gone crazy at Lake Buchanan.
Nothing. All right.
I don't want to say anything about, right now, because it was 1-0 last night for a long time. Okay, how we doing, folks?
We're not
These
talking
guys are
about it
sharp,
during the
aren't
show.
they?
We're only talking about it during the breaks.
I know. We're not talking about because this show will actually run on Saturday and Sunday in different markets around the country. How are we doing?
I'm doing good, just a little tilted as well.
Saturday and Sunday around the country. We did a show last night on Halloween night, which was Game 6 of the World Series. So we were competing against trick-or-treaters and the World Series. And tonight we're competing against Game 7 of the World Series. So, I'm surprised we have
church
anybody.
in some areas.
Yeah, some people go to church on Wednesday. Some people are just praying for the Astros on Wednesday.
It's probably what it's going on. A bunch of
That's
prayer
why there's so
meetings
many people in church tonight, right? In
tonight. A bunch
Texas.
of prayer meetings talking about the Astros tonight. I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Got any questions for the RV geeks? Fire away.
Fire away. Yeah, my multitasking is one, running the show, keeping the calls on the air, making sure he stays FCC compliant.
What? Who, me?
Yeah. Because David O'Hearn said he's multitasking.
He is or I is?
No, he is.
He is. I don't know if Sam Stein's out there watching, enjoying the RV lifestyle. Sammy. He knows what that means.
Okay.
I think I made Sam late for work this morning.
Why did you make
And if the
Sam
Astros are going to win tonight, he may be late for work tomorrow morning. I think a lot of people...
I think especially if it goes into extra innings like it did Sunday, a lot of people are going to be late for work in the morning.
I can't handle that.
Oh,
Not
my
again.
goodness.
But you know what? They're both...
Here's the thing. If it goes into extra innings, so long as the Astros win, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I went to bed right when at the end of 9.
Yeah, so did
the other
I.
night. I just couldn't stay up any longer.
So did I. I hate West Coast games.
Yeah.
I don't like it for basketball either, because then the basketball games don't start till like 9:30 or 8:30, 9:30 at night. I'm like, goodness gracious, people, we got jobs in the morning, for Pete's sake.
All right.
You're gonna have to tell me about that inside joke after the show.
Like our Facebook page if you haven't done so already, please, and push the share button. I don't know where Sam is tonight, RV Nana. I just did a shout out to him. Yeah, Lisa knows.
Sam work for her, wouldn't she
Yeah.
know?
Sam does work for her. He's a good guy too.
He's probably selling RVs right about now.
No, he's enjoying the RV lifestyle, watching the Astros. What he's
Okay.
doing.
All right, guys. So we are back. Oh, okay. So here in just a moment, we are going to rejoin the RV Geeks. If you have any questions, post them here or call 855-296-SHOW. That's 855-296-7469. I haven't said that number in a long time now. So
Yeah, we don't take many calls.
we don't, except from your wife.
Yeah, the RV gal.
And then I've been told not to take that call anymore, but you know.
That's right. But we don't have caller ID, so we can't tell who's calling.
All right, more with the RV Geeks as the RV Show USA rolls on.
USA.com, the RV Show USA.com, and click on Certified Dealers.
The RV Show USA.
And this is the RV Show USA. We have Peter and John, the RV Geeks, on with us for a couple of more segments to talk about how to diagnose problems that you may be having with your RV and how to fix those problems. They have an extremely popular YouTube channel with great videos for RVers that can save you a lot of time, a lot of money in repair bills. So, guys, tell our listeners how they can find, I know we're going to talk some more, but how they can find out about all the different things that you guys do, because you recommend products, great products, that you work with manufacturers, as well as doing the YouTube videos. Tell everybody about your website as well.
Sure. Thanks, Alan. We are located online at thervgeeks.com, and we have a couple of special places there where people can go to find out our favorite gear, for example. We list all of the items that we personally use ourselves in nearly 15 years on the road. whether it's something as simple as the sewer hose we use, or the dog bones we use for our electrical adapters, or which folding ladder we like. We also have a page where we offer special discounts to viewers with manufacturers that we have deemed their products to be our very favorites, and they offer special discounts to our viewers. So that's 2 great pages that we get lots of visits to on our website.
You know, I want to go back to your video that we were just talking about in the last segment about the plumbing leak. A lot of people still don't know what PEX is, PEX tubing. Can you explain that? Because I think it's got to be just the coolest stuff, and every RVer should know about PEX.
Well, PEX certainly revolutionized a lot of things with plumbing in both the regular housing and the RV industry.
Yep.
It's very light, it's flexible, it's amazingly easy to work with. We were actually nervous tackling the projects we did recently involving PEX because we hadn't ever touched it before. And now that we've had our first experiences working with it, we have to say it's a breeze.
Well, we can also, since John mentioned we hadn't worked with PEX before, I can mention that one of the ways we get our information is by watching YouTube videos. And when it comes to something as specialized as plumbing or electrical work, we normally will watch a certified plumber or electrician do the job on YouTube and learn the proper way to work with electricity or plumbing.
Yeah, when we built our cabins up at Big Chief, we used, PEX tubing, and it's just amazing stuff. What is the most difficult to do video that RV Geeks have done?
Wow. Well, it's probably ones that haven't come out yet because we're stymied on how to get them done. We actually,
the really easiest project is the hardest to video.
Yeah. Actually, I will tell you, the ones that I think we're most proud of date back to when I was a driving instructor in the motor coach industry, and I used to run the training program for a large bus company, and I used that experience to create a couple of driving videos that I personally am really, really proud of, that I haven't seen anything quite like it. And we're working on another 1 or 2 of those, but they are extremely challenging to communicate on video, and we're working on that.
Well, I got to tell you, everything from the like you said, the driving video to something so simple, and folks, the RV Geeks have a video, and we talk about occasionally toilet paper and what kind of toilet paper you need to use in your RV. And, it was a great little demonstration that you guys did. Tell everybody about that. I know it's something real simple, but my gosh, if you don't use the right TP in your RV, you can be looking at a real problem.
Well, and I'm sure we were not alone when we first hit the road, and of course we went immediately to one of the big box camping stores and bought the special RV toilet paper because we were going to do it right from the beginning, and hated that stuff from day one.
Oh, it's awful.
It was just horrible. So we were really bummed, thinking that this was just what life was going to be like, and our trip was going to get cut short. But I don't know where we even heard about it first, but about the fact that you can take a couple of sheet or a sheet of toilet paper and put it into a glass or a jar with some water and cover it and give it a shake or two for a little bit, and if it starts to break down, then you can feel confident that it's not going to cause a clog problem in your toilet tank.
Right, and I'll give a quick plug to anybody who's a Costco member.
Yeah, we use Kirkland brands.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people are worried that because it's 2-ply, it's not going to break down. But we have been using Kirkland paper for almost the entire time we've been on the road. We've never, ever had a problem. No.
And that toilet paper for RVs really is not very good toilet paper. I mean, but it's what you need to use in your RV, that's for sure.
Well, and it's certainly better to start off safe rather than sorry.
Yeah, but they do charge an awful lot for that thin 1-ply stuff that you supposedly have to use, and we gave up on that.
All right, listen, we got to jump for another break. What do we got, Goose? About 30 seconds? Yeah, we got about 30 seconds. Can you guys hang on?
We sure will.
All right, good deal. Folks, we've got the RV Geeks on with us. We just love these guys. They do videos on YouTube that are free to watch. They are do-it-yourself videos that make an average person, make you feel like an expert at fixing your own RV, saving you a lot of money. So if you haven't yet subscribed, go to thervgeeks.com. You can check out the website, or on YouTube, go to their YouTube channel. Just type in the search bar, The RV Geeks. Bam, it'll pop up. They got a yellow motorhome for a logo. Click on it. All right, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Guy. Be right back.
Have you ever dreamed of an amazing life combining work and full-time travel? Do you picture yourself roaming?
This toilet talk around here, I swear.
Dirty toilet talk.
Oh, my goodness. So Samuel says he used John Wayne TV.
Yeah. What is that? I don't want to see a demonstration.
Probably leaves.
Sam is, what's he got, his happy hat on?
By the way, after the show, I'll tell you what John Wayne TV actually is.
I could probably guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
By the way, it's
Jeff.
It's not very good TV.
I bought my 12-volt air compressor because of listening and watching the RV Geeks. Bought a Viair 450 RP, works great. That's awesome. I'll do a shout out to them.
Yeah.
Let them know when we come back. If you've not yet liked our Facebook page,
do it.
Why not?
Do it. And share, too. Share this video around.
Click the like button.
I've already had 2 friends of mine watch this show so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them, huh?
Both? Well, yeah. Both of them.
The 5 days a week, we produce something called the RV Minute. It's about a minute, a little bit over a minute sometimes. It's a tip, some advice, some commentary, an observation, if you will. Just kind of help you think about the RV lifestyle, Sam Stein, every day of the week, Monday through Friday. I'll tell you about it when we go off the air.
And starting next
Sam,
week,
you ought to call in at the end of the show and explain it to Goose, okay?
And
it's 855-296-7469. We will record it and be able to play it back for everybody so they can hear you when you explain what that's all about.
So starting next week, the RV Minute's going to look and sound a whole lot better than what it has so far. You know why? Because I looked at his videos and I offered him suggestions. And
it was the camera. You thought it was something else.
I thought it was a lot of things.
Yeah, I know, but we got it.
First of all,
we got it fixed.
I thought it was the person doing them.
I didn't have enough makeup on. All right.
Oh. I don't think Sam's going to call.
That's a good one right there.
I honestly don't think Sam's going to call.
He's going to be watching the game.
He is going to be watching the game from McAllen. He's in McAllen right now.
Ah. Who is Sam is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So we got one more segment for the RV Geeks. Any questions?
Yeah, if you got a question,
let us know.
Fire away.
Let us know. And then we got Al Pierce coming up in the second hour.
Absolutely.
That's going to be fun.
The RV Inspector.
RV Inspector. That's going to be great.
On the Web Boost, Mickey says Web Boost.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys, any of you guys, this your first time watching our Facebook Live? If it is, let us know. Let us know where you're watching from.
Please do.
We would love to have you join us every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. We can't always promise the RV Geeks, but we can promise you to do the very best that we can, getting good people.
Yes.
We'll have the RV Geeks on again pretty soon, I think.
Speaking of them, the RV Geeks, stay with us for one more segment as the RV Show USA rolls on.
Open today at 9 a.m. PPL Motorhomes, exit 193 in New Braunfels.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, we've been talking with Peter and John, the RV Geeks, for this hour. We're down to this one last segment. We got some folks on Facebook Live that are commenting about you guys' videos, Peter and John. We've got Jeff said that just from watching one of your videos, he bought a 12-volt air compressor. I guess whatever you guys were using one of your videos, and he said he absolutely loves it.
Oh, that's great.
We actually used it this afternoon. Perfect timing.
Oh, really?
Glad you like it, Jeff.
And Mickey from Middleburg, Florida, said that he bought or he liked your Web Boost video. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, the WeBoost. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to mention that we posted about that today, that there's a giveaway going on. If somebody goes to the RVGeeks.com, they can find out that good friends of ours, Heath and Alyssa Paget, are giving away one of those. So if you haven't already checked that out, you could win one.
Oh, very, very cool. Is the response, you have something so simple, so basic as this plumbing problem, and I know that after I watched the video, it's like, man, that was easy.
But, well, it's a funny thing. We have people who ask about very specific things, and one thing I'd like to mention is that occasionally we'll have a new viewer come on who thinks that we are a shop or a dealer, and they ask if we could demonstrate how to do a certain task on a certain type of RV. And we do want to remind everybody that we are not trained technicians, that one of the main focuses of our channel is that if we can do it, you can do it, because we haven't been specially trained, and we simply use the resources that are available to us, like YouTube or Google or the forums online, like IRV2 forums and places like that, to ask questions and think things through.
Peter, you said something. You used the word organic in the first segment about your site, your channel grew organically. I don't think there is a more powerful way to grow a fan base, a viewer base, than organically. You didn't pay for it. You paid for it in sweat and time, and you and John working really hard. But these people are so loyal to the RV Geeks. It's just amazing. More than 100,000 people subscribe to your YouTube channel and watch your videos. It's outstanding.
Well, thank you.
And we still pinch ourselves every day, Alan, because we can't believe it either. But I think we definitely benefit from the fact that the content that we do create is the kind of content people look for when they have trouble. So
we know it's the kind of thing we want to see if we're looking for how to get something done. And we're grateful for the fact that the videos that we make are the type of thing that just stays out there like a reference library year after year after year. Right now, this time of year, our videos about RVing in the winter are now going back up in views, as happens every winter, because it's that time of year.
We've got a question from one of your viewers submitted. Brian wants to know if there's a particular, and I noticed this too, but I never even thought about it. Is there a particular reason you wear rubber gloves while you're doing so many of your videos?
Yeah, I'll answer that. This is Peter. I'll mention that since I'm the one whose hands are in most of the jobs doing the work, I think the people who know us real well know that one of the reasons we hit the road in the first place was due to a health crisis. I'm a cancer survivor, and because I have lymph nodes removed on my right side, my cuts on my right hand tend to heal much more slowly. So I try to protect my hand, especially my right hand, from getting cuts on it. And also, I've got old dry skin, and in the winter especially, I tend to get cracking and dry skin. So it's just, I used to be in the auto business, and most of the technicians in the shop at the car dealer I worked at wore nitrile gloves while they were doing particularly dirty or tight jobs, and just to protect their hands. And I kind of learned that and picked that up, and I like wearing nitrile gloves while I'm working.
Well, that makes sense. I'm glad Brian asked that question. So, all right, what about? I was thinking. Talk to me about water pressure in a pressure regulator at campgrounds, because campgrounds are. Hang on, just a second. What do we got, Goose? We got a call. You guys want to take a call? We got a call real quick.
Sure. Sure.
All right, Jim, you're on with Alan Warren and the RV Geeks on the RV Show USA.
Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to call in and thank you for several of your videos, and I've learned quite a bit. I've been RVing for many years, but, I'm never too old to learn something. And you had one episode where you raised up your jacks and they froze to the ground, and it popped the stand off of the actual jack itself, and you were able to go and get a yardstick, one of those great big old wooden yardsticks, cut it into little pieces, shove them into the spring, and be able to install the springs yourself. And then when you extended your jacks, all the pieces of wood fell out, and you were, back on the road out in the boonies.
Well, Jim, thank you for bringing back an awful memory from that.
Was that the one in Utah? Were y'all in Utah when that happened?
Yes, indeed. And
I saw the same video.
And Jim, seriously, thank you for bringing that one up. That is a good example of how we also take your attitude, which is we're never too old to learn. And when we had those that foot popped off that jack, we thought we were up the creek without a paddle, and we got on Google to figure out what we were going to do and started finding some answers in text format in blog posts. And we made a video about it. So we really appreciate the fact that you like that one.
Yeah.
And I don't have the exact RV that you have, but I do have the same generator, the Onan generator that you have. And I was having a heck of a time finding this stupid oil filter. And I watched your video. I was like, it's under that panel.
Yeah, they did that one good, didn't they?
That's a good one. And, another thing in that, a lot of people tell us they've never heard of a spark arrestor before, and we show how to clean the spark arrestor and even a neat little trick for putting one socket inside of another to get the spark arrestor back in, because it's very hard to get back in. And that was when we were glad to have figured out.
That's awesome. Jim, thank you for calling.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening.
You betcha.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jim.
It's so nice, because I think that you guys equip us, average, ordinary people, with so much knowledge that we actually have the confidence enough to take on a task that we would normally not even try.
Well, real quick, because I know we're going to run out of time here, Alan.
Yep.
We are going to do something real special. We'll just give you the first quick tease about it. We are in the process of producing a video for the biggest giveaway we've ever had by far. And those viewers who watch us a lot on the RVGeeks.com and on YouTube know we give a lot of things away. For Christmas, we're going to have, by many times over, the biggest giveaway we've ever had. So if you haven't subscribed at the RVGeeks.com, now's the time, because we're going to announce it soon.
Awesome. Will you guys get back on with us again before long, please?
If you'll have us.
Whenever, Alan.
Awesome. I can't wait to watch your next video. Thank you for spending some time with us. Best of luck. Safe travels.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us, Alan.
You betcha. All right. That's the RV Geeks, guys. They are awesome. Check them out on YouTube, The RV Geeks. Hit subscribe. We'll close out the hour right after this. Y'all stick around.
Are you an RV enthusiast looking for your next adventure? Mobile RV.
Yep, I'm so glad Jim called. That was nice of him to call.
It was nice. Wish we it was a little earlier. We had a little longer.
Yeah, it's all right. We got a
It's
call.
like Lisa last night. She goes, "You hung up on me." I said, "Baby, you called at the end of a segment."
Well, I thought that's just a normal course of a day for you, though.
What, hanging up on her? No, I don't do that. I better not. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for being with us. If you've never watched the RV Show USA Facebook Live,
why not?
This is us. We are in a commercial break. This is actually our shortest commercial break, and we got one more segment to go. Then we come up with our longest commercial break. We don't run commercials here on Facebook. They will not allow it. We hope that you will click like on our page and hit the share button so your friends will know that you're watching us. And every time you come on, even though people like Jeff and Kelly down in Florida and the folks that are watching us all the time, keep hitting that share button, because you don't do it just once.
Well, you don't want to like clog your.
No, but each time,
like each half hour maybe.
What I'm saying is, each time they come on, they need to hit their share button. Not all the time.
No, that's
you didn't understand it the right way.
Yeah, so every show, hit it at least once every show.
What do we got? Oh, we got another minute.
We still got a minute. So can I tell you a little fun little thing?
I don't know.
Whenever I mess with these, I feel like I'm on the Enterprise. I'm just beaming people.
You're a Star Trek geek, aren't you?
I very much
or are you
am.
just a geek?
I very much am, yeah.
Yeah.
Comic books and Star Trek is kind of my jam.
And WWE.
That, and also 80s cartoons. And 80s action shows.
I don't know what that is.
80s television, cartoons and action shows from the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Like Greatest American Hero, A-Team, Knight Rider.
Oh.
Comics. I love DC Comics especially. So, and yes, I do enjoy me some WWE. So
Lisa will tell you what my favorite show is.
Is it?
Oh, I should not have said that. She's going to say something absolutely
Is it Frontline on
stupid.
PBS?
She's going to say something. I should not have opened that can of worms, brother. I'm telling you.
Is it that RV shopping show on the
who
Discovery
knows what she's
Channel
going to say?
whatever?
She's going to say the, I don't know, the Oprah show or something. All right. What do we got? 30 seconds?
30 seconds. So, final segment of the first hour as the RV show
What's the
USA
score?
rolls on.
It must still be 2-0.
Probably is.
Affordable getaway. Come to Big Chief RV and Cabin Resort on Lake Buchanan. Stay for one night, get the second night free. This offer's even good for our super clean, fully furnished on-the-water cabins. Pay for one night, get the second night free. Make your reservation today at BigChiefRVResort.com.
The RV Show USA.
All right, for our listeners and for folks watching us on Facebook Live, what'd you think of the RV Geeks? Awesome, right? They really are, and their videos cannot be beat when it comes to helping the average RVer to diagnose their problems and solve them on your own. As Peter and John say, their objective is to save you money on RV repair bills and help keep your RV out of the repair shop. We're hoping that we can get them back on with us every maybe 4 to 6 weeks for an update on their videos and field some more listener questions. We had a call from Jim, but it was really late in that last segment. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you missed any of hour number 1, you're in luck because the podcast is in the can, as they say. You can listen to it in a few different ways. First, go to our website, thervshowusa.com. Scroll down on the home page till you see the graphic of the yellow motorhome with the words The RV Geeks on it. You'll be able to listen commercial-free right there on our site. Or if you prefer, you can go to iTunes, type in the search bar, The RV Show USA. Right there, you'll be able to find links to all of our shows for 2017, even a few bonus interviews. Of course, you can watch the entire broadcast of today's show on our Facebook page. We do a Facebook Live each week where we have a lot of fun interacting with listeners from all over the country and beyond. If you are a Facebooker, we hope that you will join one of our Facebook group pages about RVing and camping. We have one for every state, so from Florida to Alaska. If you're an RVer, you are invited to be a part of our community of RV enthusiasts on Facebook. We also stream our Facebook Live across these Facebook group pages each week, so we hope that you will consider joining us. Before we roll into hour 2, we're working on a plan where each week, starting in a couple of weeks, we're going to be looking for off-the-charts places that do Christmas right. Places that the RVer and their family can visit and enjoy and experience the spirit of Christmas. You know, over the past decade especially, I think something has happened to our culture. It's not cool to celebrate Christmas. It's not cool. Talk about what Christmas is all about. I think that is sad. I, for one, love Christmas. I love what it signifies. I love that special feeling during the Christmas season, that feeling like, you know what, no matter how crazy life is, everything's going to be okay. That feeling of peace. And I know that there are many, many places around the country that work extremely hard to put together a magical setting, a place for visitors to escape and immerse themselves in the holiday spirit. So that is what we are asking for your help with. If you know of a place where they still do Christmas, where they still do it up right, please jump on Facebook and tell us about it. We're going to try and feature one of these beautiful places every single week as we approach Christmas, and we're hoping that you will tell us about just such a place. All right, next hour, it is Al Pierce. They call him the RV Inspector. When folks are buying a used RV, especially from another individual, getting a thorough inspection is a really good idea. Got a long break coming up here for you folks watching on Facebook Live. We will try and get to some of your questions in just a second. I am Alan Warren, the RV guy, and that's it for the first hour of America's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up.
All right, Facebookers. I'm sorry. We are now in our 7-minute break.
This is the long break, boys and girls. And let me see. We got some new people joining in. There's Ken. Just got on 33 and snowing in Minneapolis.
Oh, my.
Man. All right, if you've not yet subscribed to our newsletter, we invite you to do so. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post these videos of the RV Show USA. Is the camera shooting just a little bit wide right now?
It's shooting a little high.
It is just a little bit high. Let me get over and make an adjustment. What did you do?
I just unplug, but sometimes that thing moves on me.
There we go. It's more better now. All right, if you don't know yet, we're going to tell you that Facebook will not allow us to run commercials. And so what you get is you get us. And we can field any questions. Go Astros, says Bonnie Coleman.
Yeah.
You betcha. Kelly, I just was talking about you. I was. I can't remember what I said, but I said, here's what I said, that whenever you jump on and you're watching the Facebook Live, even if you're watching the recorded version of the Facebook Live, if you hit the share button, let your friends know. That will notify them and hopefully bring them over so they can discover our show. Justin Smith, and amen. Let's see what we got. Now there is a delay. By the time you hear this is probably about 5 or 6 second delay?
Yeah, around that.
Something like that. I don't know why they do that, but we got a little bit of a delay.
Well, there's buffering and there's time it takes.
Yep.
You put the phone to the
We
router.
have a pretty good
from the
internet
server.
connection tonight.
Yeah, I know. Access points are awesome.
Amen. All right. Up next hour, we got Al Pierce, the RV inspector. Oh, my brains are down here on the floor. If you've not yet subscribed to our newsletter and you do so, the very last question that we're going to ask you is, would you like us to mail you one of these? It's a Texas RV travel and camping guide. Compliments of our friends at AGS Publications. If you get it, you open up the front cover. Would you look at that? Wait a minute. It's the same as that. PPL Motorhomes. The RV Nana is going to be on with us in a week or two, and I know she's getting ready for the holidays. There's nobody that enjoys the holidays any more than RV Nana does. Anyway, if you answer yes to the question, would you like us to mail you one of these, AGS Publications will shoot you out one, and they're making the 2018 versions right now, so they got a few more 2017s. Just answer the question yes, give us your address, and they'll send you one of these things. Compliments of, again, AGS Publications. I love this. You know, seriously, we're going to start making a big plea. We want to know the very best places in our whole country. Everybody's got, there's a little place here and there that really does Christmas up right with the lights and maybe a manger scene. Yep. And, they used to have a place near San Antonio that was a ranch. It was
they do.
They still do that?
Yeah, it's over between here and New Braunfels on I-35 South.
Okay, well, they had one that used to have one up on 46 when Miss Katie was like 2 years old. We would drive through. It was acres. It was just absolutely beautiful.
And our first one is next week on next week's show.
Absolutely. That we already did.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But that's what when we go back and talk about it, we say we have our first one next week on next week's program.
That's a good idea. I might do that.
So that way they know to listen for it.
So if you've got an idea, a place that does Christmas up, as we say, the old-fashioned way, does it up right, celebrating the season, the spirit, the joy of Christmas, the peace that comes at Christmas, the blessings that we feel. I know it's not politically correct, maybe with some parts of the country, and I'm not trying to make anybody mad, I promise you. But I love Christmas. I love everything about it. And if you know of a really beautiful place, we've got some people that have already submitted ideas. We're going to try to put one of them on each and every week. Our first one will be on next week's show. It's up in Marble Falls. They call it the Walkway of Lights. It's been going on for 20
Yep. And we had a loyal
years.
listener suggest that one.
And
Very
it's
loyal
spectacular. But there's a lot of places like that. There's some over there in Tennessee. There's a lot of them. There are a bunch of them up north. I wonder if in Michigan they have them.
Sure they do.
There's a store up there.
I bet you they have a good one in New York.
Is Lisa still on? Lisa, if you're listening, isn't that place called Bronner's up in Michigan? It's like the world's largest Christmas store.
Hold on. So your wife doesn't listen to the whole show?
What?
Your wife doesn't listen to the whole show?
I don't know. Thought she'd get enough of me at home, but
you think that, right?
She just wants to make sure what I say, I think.
I think she just wants to make sure that you're here and not carousing.
Yeah. Enjoying the RV lifestyle with Sam Stein.
Oh, Lord.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, really? Sam, is that right? Callaway Gardens. I'll bet you Callaway Gardens is gorgeous.
Yes. Now, we went to Georgia. We're going to Georgia next week.
Yes, we are.
For our destination of the week.
Forsyth.
Yeah.
And just between Atlanta and Macon.
Yeah.
With a very nice man, Mr. Ken
We
Bowman.
already recorded that conversation. Ken Bowman, very nice man.
He's got a KOA camper. He wrote me a thank you note this morning, you know.
Did he now?
Yeah,
did you write him a thank you note?
Heck yeah, I did. Frankenmuth, Bronner's, yeah. Al Pierce has been there. It's a cool place, isn't it, Al?
Speaking of Al Pierce.
You know, it's like Christmas every day up there at Bronner's. Bronner's, I guess they call it. 3-zip. Woo.
Hey, Al, pick up your phone here in a second.
Yeah, he's calling you, Al. All right, we've got 45 seconds, kids.
Doing good, Al. How are you doing, man? Good. So we got about 30 seconds before we start the show. So I'm going to put you on a
make a
hold.
little
He's
adjustment.
going to do a little 2-minute goober, and then we'll bring you on for 2 segments. Thank you, sir.
Boy, that is a long delay on that thing, isn't it? All right, we got about 20 seconds. Don't wobble that sucker. Watch when it should adjust. Oh wow, it's a real slow delay now. Look at that.
It's not so long on my phone.
Really? Oh well.
So look at these suggestions later.
I will. What a great first hour we had. It's always a special treat to be able to have our friends, the RV Geeks, on the show, but to have them on for the whole hour, very, very nice. This is the RV Show USA, folks. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy, and we're kicking off hour number 2, and I'll introduce our first guest in just a bit. First, though, we still have some seats, some front row seats for you Facebookers out there if you'd like to join our Facebook Live like Jeff and Kelly and Heidi and others do. For many, the Facebook Live of the show is great because people get to interact with us during the commercial breaks and see and hear what's going on kind of behind the scenes. If you're on Facebook, type in The RV Show USA, give us a like, and we will save a seat for you right here in the studio. All right, let's see. Oh, big news in Houston for the RV Show USA. Our flagship station over there, AM 1070 The Answer, has helped us out so much. They have moved our show from Sundays to Saturdays. And we got a ton of listeners in Houston, and now even more, that can not only listen to us on Saturdays, but they will actually be able to visit our great local sponsors there the day that the show airs. So when you stop into DeMontron RV and over at PPL Motorhomes, make sure you tell them. Talking about them all the time right here on the show. So thank you very much, Houston. The telephone number here to jump on the show is toll-free if you've got a comment or a question about RVing, maybe the RV lifestyle, and that one was for you, Mr. Sam Stein. Sam is in our Facebook Live. I can't help it right now. But if you got a question or a comment about the RVs or the RV lifestyle you'd like to get on the air, our number is 1-855-296-7469. All right. How many listeners do we have out there that have either bought a used RV from a private individual or you've sold your RV to a private individual? You know, in terms of overall sales, transactions between individuals make up like 60-65% of all the RV transactions. And as you know, there are some very good deals out there, and then there are some not so good deals on used RVs out there. For the average person, though, how do you know the true condition of the RV that you're buying when you're buying it from a complete stranger? Do you take their word for it? Or is there something else that you might want to do that could help prevent you from making a major costly mistake? Or it could help you feel confident that you're buying the right RV that doesn't have a bunch of hidden issues. To talk with us about this scenario is our buddy, the RV Inspector, who is on our guest line. Howdy, Mr. RV Inspector.
Alan, Goose, how you all doing tonight?
We are doing great. All right, folks, the RV Inspector's name is Al Pierce, and over the past Well, since we started the RV Show USA, Al and I have become friends, and I've learned a ton about RVs and the importance of RV inspections from him. Al, tell everybody just what is an RV inspection? Hang on. What is an RV inspector and what is an RV inspection? Because it's not a state inspection like you go and get your car inspected, make sure your windshield wipers are working.
No, you're absolutely correct. An RV inspection is just like a home inspection. The problem we have right now is that it's only been about 3.5 years, so a lot of folks don't know about RV inspections. And so we go top to bottom, left to right, inside, outside, underneath, on top of the roof. And, honestly, we're just looking to locate any issues that we can educate the buyer. That's usually who hires us. So we educate them of any issues, and then they have the opportunity with a detailed report, a lot of photos, to be able to make an educated offer to the seller. Whether they negotiate or they absorb the issues to fix themselves, that's all on them. We're independent. We have no skin in the game. We want the seller to sell and the buyer to buy. But our goal is just like a home inspection. We go through all the components. If something reveals something to us that's not right, we're gonna disclose it. If everything's great, then hey, everybody won.
What are the most common things you see that you have to mark on your list, Al Pierce, that that you see all the time? Are there any common things, or are they all different?
Well, we use a third-party software, so it does help us go through a methodical process, if you want to call it. So we start at one end of the RV and the other, and so forth. Honestly, most of it's maintenance, Alan. We see so many folks that buy $200,000 and $300,000 motorhomes and RVs, and they don't do the basic maintenance. And then that reveals that to us when we do an inspection. We find things that don't quite work right or work the way they're intended to, and that's because the seller just honestly, maybe, I think a lot of times they just don't know what they don't know. And so that, and then also the roof. That's one thing I spend a lot of time on my hands and knees, crawling foot to foot, trying to see if there's any sealant issues, anything on that roof, because, water flows downhill and it starts on top when it rains. So I guess, and I categorize it, maintenance issues and roof issues.
I guess people just procrastinate. They just, even though they know they're supposed to take it in for maybe an annual checkup and, an annual tune-up, if you will, to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to, they just put it off and they end up paying for it with not just a more expensive repairs, but a reduced value when they try to sell their RV in the future.
Well, I think part of it is, I think the folks that are out there full-time, like Laura and I and the RV Geeks, we know to do these things every month. I have a schedule on my own phone that alerts me today. Matter of fact, today's the first. Told me these are all the things I have to check today to make sure we don't have a problem 2 weeks from now. But I think it's the folks that only RV a couple weeks in the summer, maybe once in the fall, once in the spring. And it's just like out of sight, out of mind. They don't live in it. They don't use it every day. And so they just forget.
What is the worst thing that you've ever found when you're doing one of these RV inspections that you went, oh my gosh, this thing's getting ready to fall apart? Or have you ever found anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say that, but what disturbs Laura and I when we do inspections is we do a life safety inspection where we check all the detectors and we do a propane leak test, and it's disheartening. We did a 2016 Mercedes RV, Class B, and the folks who put 10,000 miles on this RV and they were getting ready to sell it, they didn't want to do the lifestyle anymore, and the smoke detector didn't work. So Laura pulled it down and looking to see maybe the battery was dead. Mm-hmm. And there's a little protective tape that goes between the connector of the device to the battery. It had never, ever been pulled out. So when they did the PDI with the dealer, when the folks used it for 10,000 miles in 1 year, that smoke detector was never, ever going to operate. So those are the things that's disheartening. We're happy, don't get me wrong, we're happy we found those items because we educate people about that. But those are the little things. It's always about the little things. We don't find massive holes in the roof of an RV. It's those little things, those life safety issues. We did one that the seller said, well, hey, can you tell me how old my tires are? Because everybody's asking me how old the tires, all the people calling that wanted to buy his RV. he was unaware that tires have an age limit on them. And he didn't even know the age of his own tires. And one of them was over 11 years old. I was surprised. It was so full of air, and it got him down the highway. Yeah.
You got him down the highway, but maybe it's not very safe to have an 11-year-old RV tire.
No, sir, I don't think so. He had it brought to a campground from his house so we could do the inspection for a buyer that hired us. But, yeah, I told him, I said, the first thing I would do is go to the nearest tire place, put brand new tires in this thing. And I told the buyer the same thing. I wouldn't drive that thing 5 miles down the road because, boy, all it takes is one blowout. Not only is that a safety of yourself driving, people around you, but the damage it could do to the RV.
Hey, Mr. RV Inspector, can you hang on? We got a question from Dave on Facebook Live. He wants to know if there are certified RV inspectors in every state. How does that work?
We have, through the Inspectors Association, there are over, I think it's about 350, 375. So yes, most states have them. Some of the some of the larger states that are less populated, I'll say Montana comes to mind, that the inspector may have to travel a distance to get to that local seller. I mean, we've done inspections in some of the most rural, remote areas of America, and I'm like, why are we here? Why? Because a buyer hired us. So yes, they're out there. Folks can go to my website, inspectmyrv.com, and if I'm not available or we're not in the areas we travel about, I'll work my hardest to help those folks find an RV inspector.
I know you will. Hey, Al, we got to jump for a quick timeout. Can you hang on with us?
Yep.
All right,
yes,
good
sir.
deal. All right, folks, if you got a question about RV inspections, from soup to nuts, as they say, we got the RV inspector on with us for another segment. You can grab a line right now. The number is toll-free, 855-296-7469, 855-296-7469. We're going to come back. I'm going to find out how much does an RV inspection cost, how long does it take, and a whole lot more. Y'all stick around. This is the RV Show USA. I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes.
All right, so sorry about the sound earlier. That was my bad. Well, when you adjusted the phone, you didn't plug in the cable. And I thought you would have done that, so I didn't look for it. So I plugged it in like right before Al came on, so they got to hear his interview.
Okay, good.
Which is great. However, when most shows do a Facebook Live, they do it this way where it's just the ambient noise of the microphone that you're hearing.
No bueno.
But see, they don't have a smart producer who figures things out like I do. So I was able to figure out a way to get the board audio.
I didn't know you had the thing unplugged. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just looking at the headroom that we had.
It's all right. It's all right. So I figured out how to get the board audio into the phone. So I'm smart.
Kelly's thinking about taking the course.
So
RV Geeks should have Al do a demo.
Yes.
There you go.
When you get those three kids together.
I think that's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
Okay.
I got questions from people. I probably won't get around to them. I'll try to get around to them. I got Todd and Diane and Randy and Aaron and Bill and Diane.
Oh?
I got a bunch. Not Diane O.
Yeah, but...
Diane.
No. You got a little story about Jack and Diane. Two American kids in the heartland. Yep, outside the Tasty Freeze. Oh, good old John Cougar Mellencamp. Who couldn't make up his mind on what he wanted to be called.
So once again, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet.
Hit the share button if you haven't hit the share button this hour.
And subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't done that yet.
Well, but you can only do that one time.
And I promise you, everybody who's seen the RV Minute, starting on Monday, they're going to look much better. You still got to deal with me, but the video quality, the audio quality should be much better. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Actually, it was a collaborative effort. I can't believe 35 years being in the TV business, like, you know.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, it's all right. I've only been doing this 6 years, so You've forgotten more than I probably know at this point.
It would. I forgot.
Exactly. Oh man! So we appreciate Al Pierce being a frequent guest.
Al's very, very good.
He's very nice. Very nice of him to take this time away, and even when he was over at Big Chief.
I'm not very happy with him because he was supposed to come to Big Chief. He
already came to Big Chief.
He was supposed to return. He was going to come and he was going to cook us steaks. I'm not a Bloody Mary person, but Lisa is a big Bloody Mary person.
That doesn't shock me at all.
And so she was extremely disappointed.
Well,
and I told her, I said, the RV inspector's going to be on tonight. She says, you better tell him.
Well,
he owes me a Bloody Mary.
Does she not know that there are bars that serve such items?
But she likes that personal connection with people. What's the thing? I don't know.
Okay, so hang on, everybody.
In trouble. Don't worry.
More with the RV inspector extraordinaire, Al Pierce, as the RV show.
Wow!
As the RV show USA rolls on. Try not to touch the stupid phone, and it's not working out.
.org and take the pledge to help keep it that way. We'll send you a free Texas State Park Guide. You gotta take care of Texas. It's the only one we got.
Sponsored by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
We are back with the RV inspector himself, Mr. Al Pierce, on our guest line. We're fielding going to field a couple of questions here that have come in from our Facebook folks. And before we do, Al, how much does it cost to inspect an RV? How long does it take you?
Well, the inspection cost, Alan, is based on the type of RV. I mean, no one's going to pay $300 or $400 to buy a $500 30-year-old travel trailer. So we have two levels of inspections. I always ask folks up front, hey, what is your experience RVing? We are seeing so many new people come out in the marketplace. A lot of young folks, as we've all seen, the newbies and the millennials are taking over the purchases of the industry. But I always ask folks up front, and I'll talk them out of some of the higher-end inspection parts, because if they know the basics of an RV, they don't need us to turn the TV on and make sure it works. They don't need us to do some things. So, and as far as price, anywhere from $200 to $1,000. It just really depends. I mean, if you're buying a $500,000 motorhome, does it make a difference if it's $200 or $1,000? You want to know exactly what's wrong with that.
Absolutely. Now I know that you are a full-time RVer yourself. Do you think that gives you a better perspective than someone that may be living in a sticks and bricks home that's never actually lived on wheels as an inspector?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, of course, I know what's wrong with mine right now. Nothing. I fixed everything out over time. But, but I think it's just we go into every inspection. We're not looking to find anything wrong. We don't want to find anything wrong. We want the buyer to buy and the seller to sell. It's just I did one recently a month or so ago, 2016, and one of the only things we found wrong was the air conditioner drain tube was dropping water on top of the muffler exhaust pipe. It started to rust. 1 year old, and so it got taken care of by the seller before the buyer bought it. But it was just something simple as that I saw there was going to be a problem down the road. That tailpipe was going to rust right through. And that's a potential health hazard or safety hazard, because now there's potential of the exhaust fumes coming into the motorhome because it wasn't vented outside the side of the unit.
Why is it that most RVers, I know it's more every day, but most RVers I talk to, they do not even know that there is any such thing as an RV inspector. And I have to tell them, and as soon as they find out about it, it's like, I wish I would have known.
Oh, you're exactly right. We travel around, whether we're traveling or even our personal vehicle has our name on the side of it, and people will stop me. We were in Hot Springs, Arkansas a few weeks ago after we left your place, and some guy with his two kids walked up and said, what is an RV inspection? I just bought one. I don't know how anything works on it. I don't know what to do with it. And so, you're right. The home inspection industry has been around 30, 40 years. I can't remember how long. The inspection industry for the RVs, we're approaching our fourth year. So, a lot of it is just the word has to get out. And so I tell folks, what's wrong with our industry? Well, one, we don't have enough inspectors. And number two, the public doesn't know we're out here.
Well, we're doing our best. We want people to be informed and make good decisions. You know, whoever they're buying an RV from, especially if it's between private individuals. Like I said, 65% of all the transactions on RVs are between private individuals, and these people don't know each other. And to not get an RV inspection, you know, I look at it as providing peace of mind for the buyer. That's the way I see it.
Oh, absolutely. And probably 75 to 80% of the inspections we have done this year were out-of-state buyers. I mean, the Internet has made it so comfortable and easy to like a model, and then you find that model 1,500 miles from your home with a better price than maybe you found locally or within a day's drive. People can't afford to take off work. They can't afford to fly out there. And then I had one customer tell me she flew about 1,500 miles for her husband. They got to the RV. The pictures weren't exactly what they were on the Internet. So she's like, now she found one 2,500 miles away and hired us because she's like, I can't keep taking off work. I can't keep paying airfare to get somewhere. So, yeah, folks use RV inspectors as the eyes and ears. We represent them. We only share any information with the seller if they hired us as a buyer because they are paying our fee. You know, and we want to give them all they get for their money. We want to be able to do a complete inspection. But, yeah, so a lot of ours are out-of-town buyers. So we look at ourselves as a savior sometimes. We help people, as you mentioned earlier, not buy something that's not up to the quality standards they expected for the price they wanted to pay. And so, yeah, we're there on site. So we touch and feel everything, and then we can give them that detailed report with photos. And then they can make that educated decision whether they buy it and travel across country. Short story to that thing, the customer bought the RV in Michigan. Halfway back to San Diego, he was in a truck stop fueling, and a trucker hit the side of his brand-new motorhome he just bought. Oh. And they had, like, thousands and thousands of dollars. They called me, and like, what do I do? And I go, I don't know. Maybe you're going to have to call your insurance company, and they'll direct you from there. I felt really bad for the folks, their very first RV. Yeah.
All right, listen, Al, I got a couple of questions. I want to fire them at you really quick. One is from Todd. He's on one of our Facebook group pages. He says, with nighttime temps around 32 or below freezing for 3 to 5 hours for a couple of days, what do you recommend in terms of winterizing an RV? Is that cold enough to winterize, or do you not need, do you need to get down to 20 degrees before you winterize?
Well, I would have to ask is, are they going to continue to use the RV in the months ahead? If that's the case, then go ahead and winterize it and put it to bed, as the saying goes, and open it back up in the spring. If not, we ran across that. We have a lot in the North Georgia mountains, and it gets kind of cold there. And sometimes all I do is just leave the tap open just a little bit. Just keep that water flowing from that spigot outside through the hose, through the pump, inside the motorhome, and that usually works. For 3 or 4 hours, it takes, water will freeze, of course, at 32 degrees. We all know that. But if there's any kind of flow to it, and if it's not for a long period of time, I think they'll be fine.
All right, we've got Steve is on our Facebook Live, and he said that a lot of banks are now requiring RV inspections to make loans, especially on some of the more expensive coaches.
That is very true, and also the extended warranty companies are doing that too. So you imagine, you get a home mortgage, they know your address, you pay taxes, they can find you anytime they want. They give you $100,000, $200,000 loan to buy a motorhome with wheels, and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, and you don't like it anymore, and you end up in the desert of Arizona somewhere, and you take a taxi cab to the nearest airport and fly home. They can never find that RV.
Gotcha.
But yes, it's happening more and more.
Got another one, and this is a good one. Does the high-end inspection include an overpressure leak test? Do you know what that is?
No, overpressure. I don't.
It's not. That's all it says. An overpressure leak test.
We do test the water pump and the water system, if that's where the caller's going. I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
Okay. And we've got Aaron wanted to know about, he said in Texas, about trailers that weigh between 4,000 and 7,500 pounds needed a state inspection. Aaron, we're talking about RV inspections, which is not the same as a state inspection, right?
Yeah, I know Texas has that. There's a few other states, but I really don't know what's entitled. I know it's like emission tests, like here in Georgia. We have to get our license tag. We can't do it without it. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. Sorry.
All right, and Robert from Kansas City wants to know about surge protectors. How can you tell if your surge protector is bad? And you got about 15 seconds to do it, Mr. RV Inspector.
Oh, shoot, no pressure. I think the first thing you have to do is unplug it and plug it into another pedestal. And if the device is working, then the pedestal you're plugged into is probably bad.
Awesome. Listen, Al, we're going to put up a link. We always have a link to you from our website. So, folks, if you have any questions, you want to get a hold of the RV inspector, Mr. Al Pierce, go to thervshowusa.com, jump over from there, and tell him you heard us talking about him on the radio. Al, we'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, buddy.
All right, bye-bye, my friend. Well, the Big Chief's gone crazy at Lake Buchanan with this great deal for radio listeners looking for a fun, quick...
Always a pleasure having Mr. Pierce on.
He's good.
He's very good.
Very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable. So Kelly's thinking about taking that RV inspector course.
Kelly, you ought to. I mean, it's amazing. And women do so well. I mean, they do. I mean, we've got another RV inspector we have on the show from time to time. Elisa Norman is her name. She's in the Dallas area. Man, she's cleaning up.
Is she now?
Oh, she's cleaning up. But it's good to make money in a business where there's not a whole lot of competition, and you make people happy.
There you go.
They're glad. Here's $400, and I'm glad. It's only $400. They're happy about that. So I say check it out. Contact Al Pierce, and he'll tell you how to do it. And good luck. But all right, you got a phone call to make, brother.
I do.
All right, I've got a phone call. We're going to play something in our next segment, not this one, but the one after. That's going to be pretty funny. Some of y'all may have heard it. It's doesn't have anything to do with RVing, but if you want to laugh at something, it's pretty funny.
How do you speak to Phil? Hey, Phil, this is Brian from the RV Show USA. How's it going?
I told him your name was Goose.
Doing all right. So we're just a couple of minutes into our break here, so we can come back and we're going to have you for just 6 minutes. That's beginning to end.
Bam, bam, bam.
Music will start about 5:30 into it. So I'm sorry for the short time, but that's all we've got for you tonight. I apologize. All right, so we'll put you on a brief hold. Alan will introduce you, and we'll have you on for the short segment. Thank you.
Hi, Tom. Is Tom on here?
Sorry,
we got Tom.
Sometimes I forget my nicknames.
That's all right. Is Tom Bendorf on?
I bet she is. On or not.
Tom Bendorf.
Tom Johnson's on. I know that.
Tom Johnson's on. Tom Johnson, you need to get back on again pretty soon. That was a great conversation we had a few weeks ago.
Apparently the Stros are not taking kindly to their loss last night.
They're what?
They're not taking too kindly to their loss last night.
What's the score?
Last time I saw on here it was 5-0.
5-0 still?
I don't know. I got about a minute here?
Lisa, is Lisa even on here?
Yeah, she's on there. She just put the link for Al's.
Okay. Or that was Miss Katie.
Oh, that was Katie. Okay.
Have we got a...
Give me a second.
Something for me when I get home tonight that we didn't have at the house last night. I ate all the chocolate there was.
Did you now?
There was no trick-or-treaters. I'm like 3 or 4. 5-0.
So mid-third, still 5-0.
What is the inning?
Middle of third.
Third? I don't like that. Tom Bendorf. We miss you, Tom. We wish you the best with Raider. God, I hate that. He's got. This is one of our winter Texans. He's a great guy, and he's a great guy. But his dog's better. His dog's name is Raider.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, he's a awesome dog, awesome man. And Raider's not doing so good. He's just old. That's the saddest thing ever, to say goodbye to a dog.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to, but I got 3 of them. I just cry like a baby every time it happens to me.
And they cry like babies every time you leave. So.
I'll bring Pedro to the studio one day.
No, you will not.
You'll love it.
All right.
Homemade bloodies.
So we have a local friend joining us next here as the RV Show USA rolls on.
Through our website, thervshowusa.com, thervshowusa.com, and click on Certified Dealers.
Big wheels straight ahead, never looking back. Big wheels, till lights gonna fade to black. Big wheels, take me down that road tonight.
All right, Alan Warren, the RV guy, back with you. And we just wrapped up a couple of segments with the RV inspector, Mr. Al Pierce. He's out of Georgia, talking about the importance of getting RV inspections. And we're going to go from the RV inspector to the RV inspected. His name is Phil. He's on our guest line, and Phil, you and I have spoken for about 60 seconds in the past. So I don't know much about you, except evidently you were looking at an RV and you hired an RV inspector. Tell us about your experience, please. Why did you get an inspector, and what did it go like?
Well, thanks for asking. It was a seamless experience from start to finish. We didn't know we needed one until we saw fellow RVers mention it in a video log on YouTube. That's when I started looking, and I found Al.
Are you a lifetime RVer? Are you brand new to RVing? Have you owned a lot of them before? Or?
First-time owner, brand new to RVing.
Really? What brought you to the RV lifestyle? Retiring or?
It's been a lifelong dream. My wife and I have talked about it for 20 plus years, and after recently retiring from the Navy and things just kind of fell into place, we jumped on the opportunity.
So did you buy the first thing you saw? Tell me about the buying process. Did you buy new, used? I know nothing. So
we researched and did our homework for about 2 years.
Wow.
We eventually settled on a nice used RV here in Ancira RV here in San Antonio, and that's where Al came into play and gave us that extra peace of mind once we did find what we were looking for.
I know the people at Ancira. I buy all my cars from Ancira. They're great guys. So when you mentioned that you wanted to, this was a used RV, is that right?
Yes, sir, it was, a 2016.
So when you mentioned that you wanted to have the RV inspected, did the dealer have a, oh no, or did they say, no problem? What was it like?
They were absolutely game for it. They said no problem. They did reassure us that we wouldn't need it because of the thorough inspection that they do, but for the extra peace of mind, we went ahead and went with it. And actually, Ancira RV liked Al just as much as we did.
I got to tell you, they're not a sponsor of our show. I wish they were, because I just love those guys. On a side note, I bought cars from them for more than 20 years, and there is nobody finer in the San Antonio area, and I know they run their RV dealership just the same. So were you there when Al was actually doing the inspection?
No, we actually couldn't make it up there, so Al, he went and did everything for us, and he kept me in the loop the entire time. He called before he got there. He called just as he finished, and told me when I could expect the report, and we went from there.
So, are you happy with what you purchased? Have you been out and using it?
Absolutely love the purchase. We haven't used it yet. We're going to take it out on our first camping trip, if you will, in about 2 weeks. Right now, it's just the learning phase.
Gotcha. And it sounds like you do a lot of research, which is super. Isn't the internet and YouTube and these forums and the group pages, aren't they just excellent resources for great information?
Absolutely. We've learned a ton of information from both the internet, YouTube, following a couple of full-time RV families, and they've kind of helped point us in the right direction. So
it sounds like getting an RV inspection gave you peace of mind.
Absolutely. We didn't quite know what we were getting into. We knew what we wanted. We knew what we found. But having Al in San Antonio at that time was a win for both of us.
Was there anything that, just real quickly, was there anything that when he was doing the inspection that he pointed out that you didn't already know about?
He found a non-issue item in the engine area. And it really had to do with a condensation drip line that needed to be moved about 2 to 3 inches. It wasn't a showstopper, but he recommended, we have that looked at prior to any extensive damage down the road being done, and that was done. The dealership took care of that for us, and it was done before I even picked it up. And literally, it was moving a drain hose 2 inches from one spot to another.
And you would have probably never found that out. I mean, you wouldn't even know to look there.
No, you're absolutely right. And I would have looked at it and thought, okay, the air conditioning is draining like it's supposed to, no problem.
Yep.
But that's where Al came into play and made a recommendation, and it was fixed.
Good deal. All right, Phil, we got to call it there. Thank you for sharing your experience. A shout out to our good friends out there at Ancira RV. They're really good people. You have a great weekend. We'll talk again, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, adios. Man, nice to hear happy people, isn't it? People that love doing business with true professionals. If you would like to get more information on RV inspections wherever you are listening from Daytona Beach to Seattle and all points in between, jump on our website, thervshowusa.com. Look for the link to Inspect My RV, or visit us on Facebook at The RV Show USA. Give us a like. We'll do our best to help connect you with a certified RV inspector. Back with more after this quick break.
Have you ever dreamed of an amazing life combining work and full-time travel?
Welcome, Ansero.
Now, you know how Ansero RV is not a sponsor of the program. If anybody from Ansero RV is listening to the program and would like what they hear, would like us to give
really
you a good word
great.
all the time, you can go to thervshowusa.com and click the contact button. In the meantime, if you're looking for a used RV, our certified consignment dealer is PPL Motorhomes, 3 locations in Texas to serve you. In fact, here in San Antonio, you can go up to their New Braunfels location, 5270 IH 35 North, just up the road in
By
New Braunfels.
Yeah. But Ansero's great.
I'm sure they are, but they're not a sponsor.
I've got they're not a sponsor, but let me tell you something. I don't know how many cars and trucks from them for 20-something years. I used to do their TV commercials, okay, a long time ago. And
I might some of my old tapes of Star Trek. And
black and white, back in those days. Back with horseless carriage,
Okay.
But I bought a vehicle there a couple of years ago and had a problem with it. Went to O'Reilly Auto Parts, needed a battery, got the battery put in it. I was out of town, I was up at the lake, and I couldn't get the damn...
By the way,
shit, what?
People want decals and bumper stickers.
We're working on it. I couldn't get the shifter out of park.
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't get out of park. And it's a Sunday.
Oh, more power to you.
It works, air conditioning, everything's starting, and it won't come out of park. And I called the emergency number to Ansero and I begged them. I said, please get me somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And they got me some guy, and he called me back and walked me through it. It took about 30, 40 minutes, and we got the thing started. And I drove the next day. I drove 7:30 in the morning. I went to the service manager. I said, whatever the guy's name was. I said, I know you don't know me, but you've got 2 men here that work here that are the best. And whatever you're paying them, you better think about it, because if I was a competition, I'd be taking them. They were loyal and friendly and helpful. You know what it cost me? Nothing.
Very good.
Nothing.
Very good.
Anyway, I love those guys. All right.
We still got a while.
What's that?
We still got a little bit.
Oh, we got another.
Got a whole nother minute, son.
I thought we were going to wrap it up.
Wrap what up?
We got another 2 segments to go.
Uh-huh. Because
are you ready to go?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
got it right there. Because we're not.
I was getting ready to go home and watch the rest of the ball game and have a margarita. That's what I was
that ball game probably going into 1 a.m.
That's all
I
right.
can tell you
I can do it tonight. Game 7, I can do it.
Oh my goodness.
So
again, Ansero RV. If you like what you heard tonight and would like to hear your name mentioned more often, go to thervshowusa.com, shoot us an email, and you too can be a sponsor on the #1 RV show, not only in San Antonio, but across the nation, The RV Show USA.
It really does. The show's going pretty well. All right, listen, this next segment, I know it has not a whole lot to do with RVs. It has to do with safety, and I don't want any wisecracks out of you.
I'm going to turn on my
No, because I've got to do a monologue that leads up to what we're going to be talking about.
And that's fine.
All right?
I'm going to put my
doesn't have a
microphone
whole
over
lot.
here.
It has to do with safety, so
Okay.
just bear with me.
All right. Hang on, guys. Al's safety monologue as the RV Show USA rolls on.
Great deal on a used RV. You gotta check out PPL Motorhomes. They're in New Braunfels at exit 193, and they're open today at 9 a.m. PPL Motorhomes, exit 193 in New Braunfels.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
So how many folks we have going to be spending a lot of windshield time driving or towing their RV over the next month or so? Well, most of this segment is going to be for those who will be doing that traveling this month. And this month in particular on back roads and in rural areas. You know, one of the biggest causes of accidents each fall is not weather-related. It is related to love. Now, bear with me for a minute. It's not the kind of love that you may be thinking about. I'm talking about wildlife, and in particular about deer, white-tailed deer. White-tailed deer are so abundant today. There are more white-tailed deer in the country today than pretty much ever before. Of course, there are more people today, too, than ever before. Now, most of the time, most of the year, you don't really see that many deer, even on the back roads. You see some, but there's just something about this time of year that drivers, not just drivers of RVs, but all drivers, need to keep in mind. The fall time is the breeding time for white-tailed deer. It's when the deer that are typically super wild and for the most part pretty much invisible from our roads and highways show up, and they show up big time. And when a deer is in love, actually it's called the rut, that's when danger can happen, and it can be serious. Now, not to sound like a know-it-all, but I do know a thing or two about deer. And I want you to know why deer this time of year behave the way that they do, and why this is the most dangerous time of the year for wildlife-related accidents. Unlike dogs and cats and humans and most other mammals, deer, they can only breed at a specific time each year. It's always in the fall. Deer, and I'm talking about the bucks, the ones with the antlers, well, they are normally super cautious, very, very smart. But when the does come into what's called their estrus cycle, the deer, they lose their minds. Now, bear with me a little bit longer. Since a doe comes in estrus only for a 24-hour period, the bucks know that they have to have their breeding time is like 24 hours. That's it. And they're going to chase that deer everywhere. And the white-tailed doe is going to run, the chase is on, and they will even chase her right out into the highway. I know this is an RV show, but I thought we would mix in a little bit of nature talk today. Now, when a doe is in estrus, it doesn't just stand there. It's ritual, and the bucks and does run around and seem oblivious, even to highways, even to noisy highways. So, since this is the time of year when does come into estrus, and it's actually a bit different in different parts of the country, but when does do come into the breeding cycle, driving the back roads can absolutely present a real danger. You can be driving along, minding your own business one time. A split second later, out of the blue, a deer can run out in front of you. Now, the good news is 90% of the time that deer is going to be a doe, and you're probably going to go, oh man, I almost hit that, and all of a sudden, bam. You know why? Because the buck is on her tail. That's why right now, this time of year, most of the deer that you see dead on the side of the road, most of the dead deer are bucks. That's because the does are running, trying to get away from them. So anyway, all that said, I'm a little bit of an expert. I have actually had about 6 or 7 honest-to-goodness deer vehicle collisions, and every one of them was almost unavoidable. My best advice is, if you're going to be doing traveling over the next month, even longer in some places, is to be on the lookout for deer. They can be 50 yards off the side of the road 1 second, and they can close the distance in no time. So the big takeaway is that almost like with humans that can get into trouble when they start thinking about love, so can wildlife. So be extra cautious. You may want to slow it down just a tad on the back roads if you see a deer crossing sign. It's there for a reason, so be careful. You know what? Speaking of deer crossing signs, we found an audio clip of a lady that called into a radio station. This is a couple of years ago. She called in to talk about these deer crossing signs. Now, it's a few minutes long, so some of you may have heard it before, but even if you have, I still think it's pretty funny to listen to this actual phone call. Go ahead, Goose. Hit it right now.
Now, please. Donna, you got quite the vent today. It sounds like what's going on with you.
Well, I wanted to voice my opinion on something that's been bothering me for a really long time.
Okay.
I tried writing the newspaper and contacting TV stations, but nobody seems to want to stay with this. So that's why I'm calling you guys.
What's the issue?
Well, over the past few years, I've been involved in 3 separate car accidents involving deer.
Mm-hmm.
With the population and everything. Each of these incidents, they've occurred shortly after I saw a deer crossing sign on the highway. Well, my frustration is that Minnesota and North Dakota Departments of Transportation would allow these deer crossings to be in such high traffic areas. I mean, I've even seen them on the interstate. Why are we encouraging deer to cross at the interstate? I don't get it. That's such a high traffic area. I mean,
I understand that
deer are wild animals and they need to travel across the streets occasionally to survive, and of course to find food. But it seems to me that so irresponsible of us to allow these deer crossings to be in areas where these deer are so likely to be struck by oncoming traffic. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, it's just. I mean, you think they would put deer crossings maybe in smaller towns, maybe during at a school crossing. It would be a safer place for them to cross.
Wait.
Put the deer crossing sign.
Deer crossings aren't telling deer that it's safe to cross there. It's just more of like an alert for drivers so they know it's like a high deer population.
The government put the deer crossings there. They can direct the deer population anywhere they want to by moving that deer crossing sign. I mean, why in the world would they place it on the highway or the interstate? I mean, God, there are so many other places I can think of than to put the deer crossing signs on busy highways and interstates.
You seem to be under the misunderstanding that the deer are somehow attracted to the deer crossing sign.
Well, yeah, the deer crossing sign is there to allow the deer to know that's where they need to cross.
Right. And all these car accidents you had involved a deer after you saw a deer crossing sign.
Exactly. I mean, I'm trying to watch out for the deer, but I mean, speed limit's 55, 65. How am I supposed to, you can't brake really quick if the deer just is crossing in that deer crossing area.
So you'd like to see these signs move somewhere safer?
Right. If we can move them, like, don't put deer crossing signs on the interstate or freeways. Put them in lower traffic areas. Somewhere where the speed limit's a lot slower. Maybe small towns. I don't know. I think school crossings is a good idea.
Well, listen, we will. You say you've tried to contact quite a few people about this.
Right, yeah. I wrote like at least 3 or 4 letters, and
we will spread the word. Okay, we will try to kind of help you raise some awareness for this issue. Okay.
Thank you. We need to move those deer crossing signs.
Folks, I don't know if that was a legit question or not, but it was funny, wasn't it? All right, we're going to close it out after the break. I'll tell you what we're trying to put together between now and Christmas. Y'all stick around.
Are you an RV enthusiast looking for your next adventure? MobileRVing.com is your RV travel search engine with over 23,000 destinations listed. MobileRVing.com.
Battery's going to barely make it. My Mac needs to be plugged in.
Where's your power cord?
That's all right. That's all right. I'm down to 8%. I think I'll make it.
Gosh, man.
That was funny. I don't know if it's legitimate or not, but that was funny, right? And the first part of it about deer and crossing the highway this time of year and the rut and the estrus, all that is the truth. White-tailed does can only be bred for 24 hours. If they don't get bred in that 24-hour cycle, 28 days later they will cycle back in. That's why the bucks, they lose their minds. I mean, I'm telling you. That's why you see people get gored on the side of the road and you hear all these freaky accidents. The deer don't want to come out on the highway. They're just, the girls are, that's their ritual. That's their ritual. What? See, you learn a little bit. You learn a little bit about everything on the RV
Guys
show.
are stupid
USA.
no matter what the species.
Jeff says she needs to go change her blinker fluid.
Oh, Lord.
Well, thank y'all for being with us tonight. We got one more segment to go and a big favor to ask, and that's about that Christmas stuff. We're looking for places to tell you about. So that's sort of the closing wrap up. Y'all stick around. It's only a couple more minutes. This is a short break.
Yo, here we go for our longest break of a while.
We do.
Yes.
We do.
13 days and 22 hours.
Can't believe you actually count the hours. I think you do it in a bad way.
I just can do math, that's all.
You just want to do it every day, right?
Listen here.
I could do it.
If I get paid the same as Glenn's producers or Russia's producers, I'll do this every day. I don't care.
Paid?
Yes. Paid.
You want to get paid to
I
do this?
want to get paid.
I want to get paid to do this.
See? We have the same goal.
We have a sign that says, we'll work for food.
No, we'll work for money.
I will work for a margarita. I want to watch the Astros win tonight.
Lisa will work for a Bloody Mary.
And she will, too. Al Pierce, she's going to get you back when you show up at Big Chief, I'm telling you. You are a big old Bloody Mary.
All right, guys.
All right, here we go.
Last segment of the week coming up next right here as the RV Show USA rolls on.
For a fun, quick, and affordable getaway, come to Big Chief RV and Cabin Resort on Lake Buchanan. Stay for one night, get the second night free. This offer's even good for our super clean, fully furnished on-the-water cabins. Pay for one night, get the second night free. Make your reservation today at BigChiefRVResort.com.
The RV Show USA.
So we did veer off a bit from our normal conversation about RVs in that last segment, but I hope we got you a good chuckle and that my whitetail deer love lesson 101 helps keep you safe in your upcoming travels. Now that Halloween is behind us, we're looking ahead past Thanksgiving to Christmas, and we're wanting to do something special for our listeners. So here's the idea. We're looking for places, special places all over the country, places that still do Christmas the old-fashioned way, with lights and music and Santa, even a manger scene. Yeah, a manger scene. We want to promote some of those places that are taking a stand for Christmas and what Christmas still means to so many of us. If you know of an area, a place, a community where they still celebrate Christmas in the way that millions of Americans used to, will you tell us about it? If you do, we'd love to tell everybody else about it. I know we have many areas, many cities and festivals and communities that do an outstanding job of bringing the Christmas spirit to life each year. And each week between now and Christmas, we would like to tell you about one such place. So that's how you can help us. Tell us your favorite destination, your favorite place to escape, to really get into the Christmas spirit, and we will do our best to give them some free on-air promotion. I got one of my favorite places to tell you about next week. It's right near Big Chief RV Resort, where we love going RVing, and we love going to their Christmas celebration every year. You can either post your suggestion on our Facebook page or go to the Contact Us button on the RV Show USA website. Shoot us an email. We do want to hear from you. Finally, I need to mention that the RV Show USA is growing, and we're growing fast. And we owe that growth to our great stations and their advertisers and their support and their belief in what we're doing and in the RV lifestyle. But the reality, we could not do this show without you and without your support of what we're doing. We hope that you will continue to listen and tell your friends about us and invite them to become a member of our extended family. Because you know what? RVing really is like having a huge, extended, fun, helpful, sometimes a bit crazy family. And we thank each one of you for being a part of ours. If you haven't yet joined one of our state Facebook group pages of RVers, we hope that you will check us out, be a part of the fun we have every day. The Facebook group pages, they're closed group pages, so we do have to approve everybody to get in the group. The group pages aren't the largest group pages on Facebook, but we think that they are among the best. Whatever state you're in, whatever state you camp an RV in the Facebook search bar, type the name of your state. For example, Florida, they put RV camping. Missouri, RV camping. California, RV camping. You're going to see yours truly as an admin. Just click join and you'll become a part of something that we think is pretty great. Thanks to the RV inspector for checking in with us from Atlanta, and our buddies Peter and John, the RV Geeks, for being on the show again. You can connect with the RV Geeks and the RV inspector on our website. In closing, remember, this is the only radio show that spells love as T-I-M-E. And we spend that time with family and friends making memories, enjoying the RV lifestyle. I'll see you all in a minute on Facebook. All right, Goose, strike up the band.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show.
right, that
All right,
does
y'all.
it.
That's it for another week. Thank you so much for being a part of our extended family. We invite you to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our newsletter. Promise to not provide your information to anybody. We love the RV lifestyle just like you do. Go Astros, and if the Astros, I shouldn't say it, if the Dodgers win, the Astros lose, don't get mad at me for saying that. It was a great game, I'll guarantee.
We have kicked people out of this show for saying stuff like that.
Hey, it's my show, and I'm out of here anyway. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.